Yes, it is Johnny, and once again, it is a story time. This time, we're talking about the time that I survived a hurricane. Let's do it! So, a few years back, before we moved down here, my cousin, a few friends, and I decided to go to Six Flags, and that's where things went down. So it was a really fun day, you know, we went on roller coasters, we went on some rides, had a nice time. Then about halfway through the day, it wasn't even like 4 o'clock yet. I think it was probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock around there when things went down, you know, the Fire Nation attacked. Everything was fine, the skies were clear, you know, it was a nice, beautiful day. We go into this ride called Houdini's Great Escape, or something like that. It was a dark room ride, you know, and they take you into a haunted house looking thing, and then in a dark room where it's supposed to be like magic happening and stuff like that, you sit there and it's just like one of those pirate rides that, you know, rock you back and forth and maybe go upside down. It's one of those. So we were in there for a little bit, I think probably like 15, 20 minutes at most, because, you know, between the little story that they tell you in one room and then the ride and like the wait and all that, I think it was about like 15, 20 minutes. We get out. People are running. Why? People just literally running or like making a very fast walk towards the exit of the park. And so we're like, what's going on? We look up. The sky is like one of those cookies that's like half black and half white. It's literally like half the sky is still the middle of the day. The other half is pitch black midnight. Like it is night time. Like I don't know what's happening. It's literally blackness and light. I wish I took my phone into the park. Back then I would just kind of throw it in the glove compartment because I didn't want it to get damaged or wet or something from the rides. Because back then phones weren't as water resistant as they are today. So we get out, like I said, the sky is just half night, half day, just I don't know what's going on. So my cousin and I are just like, oh, my friend's like, should we go? I'm like, well, everyone else is kind of leaving. I think they know something we don't. We clearly missed something. Something's happening and we just aren't privy to the information. That's all that's happening here. So we start walking towards the exit and all of a sudden we just hear these sirens go off. It legitimately sounded like Silent Hill. I swear, I was just there kind of like, what's happening? Because I've never heard sirens like that before. I've heard police sirens, yeah, and ambulances and stuff like that, but I've never heard a siren like that. I was from the city, okay? And so, you just hear the, and this boy loves a good horror. I said horror, get your mind out of the gutter. So, you know, the first thing that pops into my mind is Silent Hill. I'm like, oh God, paint is gonna start chipping. I know this, I've seen this a million times. You're gonna deform or disappear, one of the two. There is no in between. You're going to, I don't know, probably become like some moldy statue. And I'm just gonna see, you know, Pyramid Head down the road, waving at me just like, and I was like, so I'm like, let's leave. Not that I believed that Silent Hill was gonna happen. I was just like, you know, the siren means bad things in Silent Hill, so something bad must be happening here. You know, the logical step. So we're still walking towards the exit, and we finally get closer to the exit. We're like getting close. We're like that area pre-exit, like, you know, the area with all the shops. As soon as you get into a park, we're in that area. And it starts drizzling a little bit, and we're like, okay, I guess it's a bad storm or something, whatever. We get to the exit, starts drizzling a little harder, but it's still drizzling. Still drizzling. Like, okay, I see why. I guess this is okay. It's kind of ruining my day, but fine. We exit the gate. We walk out the gate to the parking lot. Literally the second we walk out the gate, downpour, just non-stop. You cannot see 2 feet in front of you. So we had to do like a conga line. We're like holding on to each other's shoulders and stuff. The other friends took another car, so they went to their car. And in our car, it was the friend that drove, my cousin, another friend of ours, and me. You know the friend, Judy from the old videos. That friend, she's the one. She was there with me and my cousin and a couple of other friends. She's the one whose shoulders I was holding. So I'm there, And so we're all, like I said, holding onto each other's shoulders, just like walking through the rain, not being able to see each other. Literally, I could not see who I was grabbing, but I knew it was her because like before we like grabbed onto each other before like it really started coming down. So we're walking through the parking lot carefully because we're afraid like, oh yeah, some car's just gonna try to be speeding and we're gonna get hit. So we walk through and all of a sudden, apparently they made a sharp turn and apparently I didn't have a good grip on Judy because my fingers literally slipped off of Judy as she like snapped that way. And I'm just there lost in the rain. I'm like, hello? So I'm calling out to her. I'm like, Judy? Judy? And I just hear her laughing in the distance. Yes, that's how Judy laughs. Judy, don't come for me. And so I hear her in the distance. I'm just there like, Judy. It's like playing Marco Polo, but with higher stakes. So I'm like, Judy, Judy, in the distance. So I'm like following her laugh. And eventually I find her, I'm like, I grab onto her. I'm like, Judy, is that you? She's like, yeah. And you're like, well, what happened? I thought you were there. I'm like, how did you not realize I'm not holding you anymore? How don't you realize this? This is another person entirely. How did you forget about me? We finally get to the car and sure enough, obviously we're all soaked at this point. We get in, we sit down, and we're just sitting there silently for a minute. I turn to the driver and I'm just there like, sorry I got into your car so soaked. And he's like, honestly? I mean, like, I can't be mad. We're all soaked. He was like, I don't know why you're apologizing. We're all dripping wet. You're not doing anything that the rest of us are. And I'm like, yeah, I still feel bad though. So we're there just sitting and waiting because we know everyone's like trying to evacuate and stuff like that. We don't know what's happening yet. We finally are like, okay, I think enough people are left. We can't see outside the car. Like, it's dangerous. It's I swear you could not see 2 feet in front of you. So you couldn't see where we were driving. We just knew like, okay, the exit's this way, let's go this way. So eventually, once, you know, we felt like enough people had left, we decided to go for the exit. We get out and we're driving for a bit very, very, very slowly because we cannot see anything. And we finally get to a point where like, I guess we're out of the storm. So we're able to like see again. And we're like, okay, we're good. And so we start driving off a little faster, you know, getting away. And we have the radio playing and that's when we find out that apparently there was a hurricane that was going through that area and we just got caught in it. And we're just like, we almost died in a hurricane. And we're just like, but did we almost die? Or was it just like, was there actually like a hurricane or was it just like hurricane weather? Was there wind? Because it wasn't too windy, but the rain was like sitting under a waterfall. I don't know. All I know is since I've moved down here, I've learned that that siren, that, you know, that Silent Hill siren, that one? Yeah. No, that's apparently a weather indicator. That's like a storm warning, apparently, and I think that one's for like fog or something like that. I don't know, I just know it's a weather indicator. But yeah, that's it for the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it because I enjoyed telling it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and bing bong the ding dong down below to be alerted to whenever I make a new video. And until next time, bye! Could I have died?